my dear Leos. This is a love reading, a prediction for the month of September with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I also have some exciting news for you. From the middle of September, I will start to do the love and spirituality readings again for all the signs. And the first one out will be for Libra season, September 23rd to October 22nd. They are aimed towards you growing personally and thereby making you able to attract a better love life and a life overall for yourself. I stopped doing them last winter fall due to declining interest in those videos, but now when YouTube is positioning my videos better again, I will make a new attempt to take another week of my normal work schedule and do these readings for you. And if they are a success, I will keep on doing them. And this reading that I'm doing now is supported by Lisa. And if you also want to support a reading from me, you can follow the donation link in the description box. And this will be a love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. So use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. And if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Virgo season that is already up. Today is the 4th day of Virgo season, and it can be a good idea to rewatch your reading from this period. You can also check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I used Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. Okay, so when I open your deck here, I see Strength card, which is Leo, and Death, which is Scorpio. So it seems like there's going through some kind of changes in your life right now. It might be a positive change. I'm focusing a little bit on the sun that's rising up here, but it's something that is kind of settling. It might be that you have taken a decision, or something or someone or life has taken a decision for you, which you seems to be dealing with grace. Okay, some kind of ending, but I'm also sensing a new beginning. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Emperor together with Death in the reversed. So this is, it's a little bit another story here. This is Aries, and we have Scorpio energy here. This is 4, the Emperor. This is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So the Emperor state go through 3 different states. First, the Fool, which in when you are counting in numerology, it's 0, of course, but also 22. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So it's the beginning of the empire. And this is the height of the empire. And this is the end of said empire. But here we have an ending that's in the reversed. So while you are, we saw you, the Leo, ending your situation and moving into the future. But we have also here a masculine influence that is not able to move on. Or it might be that you have a hard time letting someone move on. Okay, so it's like it's 2 different scenarios what's going on with you, or it might be that this the first one is you and this is the other person. So I'm sensing a stubborn energy from this card, and it might be that you have also mirrored out like a stubborn energy into your life, because sometimes we try to be not stubborn and then it will show up in our life if it's in our nature to be very stubborn. So sometimes it can be better to integrate one's shadow instead of having it to show up in your life like this. But it seems less like your problem. It might be that you have a hard time mentally or emotionally to let go of some situation, some old empire, or a person that might have been the one if you are attracted to guys, because the Emperor also comes a lot for the one. Okay, so hard time to let the one go, or the one has a hard time letting you go, okay? So I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we can see the Hermit together with this Emperor. So it seems like you're going through a hermit period, but also that the significant other in your life might be going through a hermit period. So maybe you can't be together at this point because both of you are going through a cycle of spiritual growth that needs to happen when you are on your own. And we can see that these people are kind of disconnected. I'm getting a little bit the sense that this is you, Leo, and that with the first card, the Strength card that we saw, you were open for new beginnings and having new adventures in your life. But here you're a little bit more withdrawn, and I'm feeling a lack of hope here with you in this situation. So it might be that you're a little bit dramatic here and kind of maybe ghosting someone or refusing to reach out to them or feeling hurt or something similar to that, okay? And they are kind of just in the same position as they don't change really, and they don't seem to let you go either. Oh, accidentally blew out your light there. I think maybe it has something to do with the Death card. And here we have Scorpio energy again, but in a much nicer form. So I'm thinking this stubborn male energy, it might be a female as well. It can be a female showing masculine attributes. Has a little hard time letting go of you because there's love here. The Scorpio here, the King of Cups, is a very emotional person, cares a lot for their family and everyone's well-being, but might be so sensitive that they are hiding this out of fear of getting hurt, okay? So we can see that there's a stubbornness and almost like childish energy here with the Emperor in the reverse, the Death in the reversed. So someone can't move on from you, but can't maybe have a hard time also displaying their feelings towards you, okay? So 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit. Here we have a King of Swords. So it's almost like a summing up of what I saw with the Emperor, Death in the reversed, and the King of Cups and the Emperor, both in the upright and in the reverse, because it came in the reverse, this King of Swords. So it might be that you're dealing with either Scorpio, Aries, or maybe an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And it can be another water sign as well, or another fire sign, of course. This is like a summing up because it shows a person that has not connected their soul to their heart, okay? This is a person that goes, their soul goes directly to their logic, and that might make the person act in very strange ways. So even if they have a hard time letting you go and they have love for you, they can't connect with this part of themselves because they haven't connected their soul to their heart. So this is a process that this person still has in front of them, something that they need to do, and that might be while you are being kept in the hermit stage, and because something needs to yield here when it comes to this person's stubbornness and also their inability to connect with their heart and only be logic in their life, okay? So I want my dear Leos to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path. Yeah, we saw that before as well. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So If you are the female in this equation, or the one keep having the feminine energy, kind of being the chaser instead of the runner, or being the one providing to someone that might be not giving you so much back, there's something that you're repeating here that's not particularly healthy. So you also really need to work on this ending, on moving on, and getting in new energy in your life, because there seems to be no real use in carrying around a torch for someone that is this stubborn. And because a person that's this stubborn, as the Emperor and the King of Swords, is really not it's really not going to change or going to yield or change their ways anytime this century, I'm thinking. It can take a whole lifetime or several lifetime or 1,000 years or 10,000 years. So don't repeat old cycles, renew your life, even if you have energy in your life that doesn't want to be renewed. And with energy, I mean people. Knight of Swords here. Well, there's some kind of bond with you and this person, since both the Emperor and the Empress is coming out. So it shows like you having, you're the one and you are their one. And but there's a very masculine disharmony to this situation. Either this person is a female or a male. Because they kind of want you, but they want you in a warrior, imperialistic kind of way, like you yielding in front of their feet and giving yourself up to them. It's not really modern, okay? It's not very modern. Wow. And if you don't give them this, they ignore you. But you can see here that the divine has some hope for this situation. They say that this person is the one for you. You're kind of married in heaven, maybe, and there's going to come through some communication. But right now, maybe this decade, this person is maybe giving you the silent treatment, or you might be giving them the silent treatment. But we saw them galloping in great haste towards the Ten of Pentacles, and this is the Hierophant. The Ten of Pentacles is where the Hierophant lives. Okay, it's tribe, it's tradition, it's home, family, marriage, commitment, common responsibilities, how we are building the world together, and so on and so forth. And I think that there's a person in your life has ignored this connection that they have to you, and maybe they are giving you the silent treatment or acting very stubborn, but underneath the surface there's other things going on, like you being the love of their life and they wanting to communicate with you. So yeah, there's an imbalance in this dynamic between people. So what you might need to focus on is to create balance within yourself, and to not repeat old cycles of being submissive or yielding or overly nice, or trying to make people love you, or trying to control them, or being clingy, or whatever is going on. So I'm going to pause a little bit to fix your light that I accidentally blew out. And I'm thinking it's a symbol for you are about to give up on this relationship, and I are kind of with you on that, and I agree with you on that. And I think you should focus on just that, to let the candle burn out, and focus on your new beginning. And if this stubborn energy comes around, well, you can take a decision about that day it happens, as long as it's an imagination from the divine. It's nothing you really need to consider, more than maybe that this connection will pester you, with you being reminded about this person over and over. But the best thing you can do for yourself, if you usually when we have a person like this on the outside, it means that you are supposed to learn these kind of attributes. So learn to be stubborn, learn to be more logic than following your heart, and you can leave the heart piece to the stubborn energy that you're dealing with that needs to open the channel between their soul and their heart. So it will actually be a help for them if you are this wasn't this balance we saw with the Two of Cups in reversed, and if you would steal more of the logic, more of the stubbornness, more of the cutting edge kind of I don't care about you stuff, you would probably leave more of the love stuff to the other person, actually giving them a chance to maybe fall in love with you, or to feel that they long for you or miss you and things like this. So be a little bit more of a hard ass. Don't be the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's not going to pay off. So step into your new beginning as a person that kind of uses the power of walking away and don't give don't give a damn, basically. Okay. So pausing, fixing your video, then I will tune into your reading here, the situation for you in September. Okay, so while lighting your candle, it actually came through a song for you, and it's KESHA, Past Life, and I just heard we were lovers in a past life. Maybe you were one of my wives. And so, message for you, my dear Leos. Okay, so now I'll tune in. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and it's this Two of Cups. I think it has been a theme for a very long time, that there's a disbalance between your feminine and your masculine side, and the one that's in the shadow for you, either you are the person that has a disconnection to your heart, between your soul and your heart, you need to fix that connection, or if you are the person that has you're a dreamer with blue eyes and naive outlook on the world, that everything will be all right. You might need to connect more to your logic and also be able to see the logic side of life. It's very good to be positive, but there needs to be balance, okay, between positive and living in an illusion, okay. And this is the old bottom of the deck. So you were lovers in a past life, 10 of Pentacles. So it's a really wife-husband or wife-husband kind of energy here, because it might have been switched genders in another lifetime. And so it's really familiar feeling with this person, and that might be why it's so hard to let this person go, because they feel like family. You might have been lovers, husband, wife. You can also have been mother, child, father, child, brother, sister, so on. Okay, best friends in many different lifetimes. I'm sensing like this is giving a long stretch of time when you have been family in different ways. So this familiar feeling, and it's like they should be in your life, or if something happens you want to call them up and tell them these things. It makes it very hard for you to do the Empress and 10 of Pentacles in the reverse kind of advice, that you actually need to move on. But you need to do this. You can't stay with this old thing, even if you are soulmates and you have worked together many lifetimes. This is also work that you are doing. You are going to be connected again when you leave this place, but you might right now you need to work on if you are the whimsical blue-eyed kind of party, you need to cut your losses and move into the future and not be so darn nostalgic, okay? And if it's in the other way around, if you are the one that's disconnected from your heart, you need to reconnect, because it's usually a big trauma that's preventing you from connecting with your heart. So it's something that you need to remember from a past life. I'm also seeing these kind of scenarios when we are parted. because of death or destruction or some catastrophe, and we are promising each other that we will find each other again. But when we do, one party doesn't even remember because they got so traumatized by this separation that they don't want to connect to their heart. So it's a very sad story, actually. Okay, so I'm going to take notes about another song that also has to do with past life, I'm thinking. I'm trying to... I just hear I will find you. Okay, I will find the song also, but from the song is I will find you. I think it's from a movie, and it's about people just being separated like this due to war, and they will find each other even if it will take 1,000 years. Okay, but now you have found each other, but one has forgotten all about that drama because they got a trauma and they might have lost a soul part, like their inner vulnerable part. It's lost, or they don't want to connect to it because it's so traumatized and it hurts. Okay, so this is what's on your mind, about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation with said person. This is what's on their mind about you. Sorry, I tuned out a little bit there. And this is the feelings and attachment that you have towards this person. This is bond between you two. Emotional bond or attachment bond. It can be different. And this is their feelings and attachments. And these are your behaviors and attitudes towards this person or these people, because for some of you it's not going to be this soulmate, it's going to be a family situation, friends situation. It can be even co-workers where you have this kind of problem that someone is very disconnected, or someone is all whimsical and believe that everything is going to be all right. Okay, and this is their behaviors and attitudes. I'm just taking a note here. I'm not sure I will write this up because it might not have space in the description box where I'm putting your song. But if I'm not, you can check it out yourself. Everything is going to be all right. I'm thinking it's kind of reggae song or something like that. It's what I'm hearing. Everything's going to be all right. I don't know, but something like that. And this is the situation with in your relationship or your love life here. And we have the Empress in the reversed, and you remember it came with the Wheel of Fortune in the reversed. So one party here has been giving too much caring, too much nostalgia, maybe too much responsibility, even into death. You know, it's like losing a child, for example, and you are supposed to take care of that child, and you couldn't because it died. So where is this child? So it's that kind of feeling I'm getting here. You have the responsibility. God gave you this child to take on and have responsibility for this child, and it died, and you don't know, is it in heaven or is it lost somewhere? So that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling this blue-eyed party of this reading has, that they have this responsibility and this unconditional forever kind of love and forever kind of responsibility towards people. So even if they are acting like I want to say S-heads, even if they do this, there's still this unconditional love. So overgiving in this situation, I think you have dealt with it already. Okay, you have already started to save the energy for yourself instead of just giving it all away. But it's still an issue. It's still what's most natural for you to do, because you have this I will search for 1,000 years and I will find you. That kind of responsibility is what I'm feeling here. So it's not something that you will naturally just stop doing. So it's just there, and it's you need to understand that not everything is your responsibility. Okay. So this is what's on your mind, about the person most on your mind, and it's the Four of Cups. So, okay, you have searched for each other in 1,000 years, and when you find them, they don't care, okay? They don't care. They are disconnected. This is the typical card of a person having a disconnection from their heart and not being able to see what's right in front of their nose, because they are living with this pain inside of them that they don't know where it comes from. And they're trying to avoid everything that revokes this pain. So everything that reminds them of this pain, they are trying to avoid it. And so they are kind of hopeless a little bit. It's you can't help them, you can't heal them, you can't like wind them in and get them back into the loving sphere that you once lived in, because they are totally disconnected. So this is not your responsibility. When a person is like this, you need to hand it over to God. It's nothing you can do, okay? So you need to understand your limitations of responsibility. And it's 4, so it's connected to the Emperor again. This is the Empress. And here we have what's on their mind about you. And so what they are thinking of is that they had a really good time with you, or they like if they have seen you on the street, they like your looks, and they think you're gorgeous, or they are very attracted to you. They think, oh, that's the kind of person that could fulfill my needs. I'm hearing a song again. There's a lot of songs today. So I'm thinking we have some spirit guides with us that really love songs. I think maybe it's last time they had a vacation, I think, because it didn't come true a song. It came true later, and it was Bad Child with Tones and I. But now they are compensating here. So you have cheerleader as well. So I'm thinking this person is seeing, oh, I found myself a cheerleader. I found someone that when I whistle, they follow my every need. So it's a little bit self-centered energy, and it's nothing else you can expect from a person that's disconnected from their heart. They can still enjoy like a good meal and feeling like, oh, this was good food. Or having a sexual encounter and being happy because of that, or feeling like, oh, it was really nice to walk in this beautiful natural landscape together with you. But that's where it ends, because this is in connection with the Hermit. It's a person that haven't found all their parts just yet. They haven't figured it out just yet, and they're a little bit self-centered, focused towards themselves and what they need and what they want and what they can get out of this. But the Nine of Cups is still saying that you have the relationship and the person, you are with the person that you're supposed to be with, or this person on your mind is the person you're supposed to be with. So it's kind of a pull that this person has towards you, but they don't understand that there's a deeper meaning to it. They are kind of clueless about that. Yeah, okay. And they're sitting on their throne because they're still the emperor. So it's like, oh, everyone, another song. So maybe I won't write up all these songs, but maybe you can make a playlist, okay? So girl falls like dominoes. Falls like dominoes. So they might think that all the girls falls like dominoes, or all the guys fall like dominoes for them. So they're very self-centered and self-aware. They might be good looking themselves, or have a really good self-esteem when it comes to attracting like the opposite sex, or whatever sex they are interested in. So they think they have this posh kind of view on themselves, that girls fall like dominoes. And this is the bond between you two, and it's the Three of Coins. So it shows that there's no cooperation, there's no teamwork. And there's a lot of I in this in this team. I'm thinking it's a lot of centered. You are worrying about this person. This person is thinking about how to fulfill their needs. You are thinking how to get through to them. No one is thinking about you. And this is 3 again. So the only one that's cooperating is the Empress here. The other person is self-centered. Okay, so this is your attachment or feelings towards this person. And we have a 4 of coins here in the reverse, and this is a good thing. You're just letting them go, okay? So you're just dropping them like this with gravitation, their pull on you. Because I'm thinking since you have fulfilled their needs in some way, they are holding on to you, or want you at least to hold on to them. But something has happened here that makes gravitation kind of pull this relationship from your clingy grasp, okay? So I'm thinking maybe time, or your logical insight, because this is emperor both. So you are becoming more the emperor in your life. You're letting go of stupid things that doesn't really, fulfill your needs, since you haven't really been the center of attention here. You have been focusing on someone else, and that person also focused on them, and this have left you without anyone focusing on you. So here I'm thinking you're not really becoming your own hero, but you're just letting it go, okay? You're just giving it up. You're just letting it go. So letting go of this responsibility for a person that you have felt for thousands and thousands of years. So finally, this grasp is... I'm feeling again the strength card together with the death card in the beginning. Like this, you're feeling the morning breeze or the spring in the air, that something new is coming, okay? So this is their feelings or attachment towards you. And we have the Page of Swords here. So we can see nothing has changed. This person still believes that you are more like warring siblings, and they need to win over you. They need to get what they want from you, and if they can't get what they want from you, they're going to take some of the other people that's falling like dominoes for them. So it's a person being very kind of I'm feeling almost a little bit revenge. Like, imagine this, you are young, you are at a bar, and there's a person flirting with you, they really want to get your attention, but you feel, oh, it's a play kind of energy, so you're not interested, like the Four of Pentacles here in the reversed. So you're not interested in this play kind of energy. And this person gets irritated with you, so they fetch another person from the dance floor and parade it around you to see, look here, I got another person since you said no to me. So that is the kind of energy I'm feeling, like someone wants to parade or show off, or are a little bit like vindictive or revengeful. Like they think that there's a fight going on, or that we need to win over each other. So I think what they want to win from other people is other people fulfilling their needs. See, I can take whatever I want. If I take whatever I want, whatever person that out there, they're going to fulfill my needs, because that's how great I am. So you can see that this person is the airhead, like it's a person that's very full of themselves. They might have this narcissistic injury, have been traumatized, so they're an empty shell of a person. They don't have their inner child present in them. It's just this logic connection to the divine. The children are our connection to the divine. It's the jellyfish inside of us that vibrates with the universe, so it can feel the voice of the universe. But the only voice this person is hearing is, how can I fulfill my needs? What's logic? How can I best manipulate the situations in my life so I will win? Okay, so I will win. So well, the playlist is still on, so I hear another song, and it's Hallelujah. So I will put these songs in the description box. I will just not put texts as I usually do. So you need to find the text yourself, or I will try to find videos with text already in them, because there's usually the text it's like mini readings, and here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So in this Hallelujah, you are kind of saying to them that love is not... I saw your flag on the marble arch. So you have seen the arch. I'm thinking this is an arch. So you have seen a flag here. So I'm feeling Roman Empire maybe. So you have seen their flag on their marble arch, their pride. I'm the emperor here. but you say to them, love is not a victory march, but they believe that love is a victory march, the one that wins the most partners or get the most attention, or so love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, and that is what you know, because you have remembered this person for thousands and thousands of years, and you have been without them, and you have searched for them, and when you found them, they were this empty shell of a person. Okay. So this is your behaviors and attitudes. So see if I care. Okay, this is very good. This is you taking in your masculine energy, taking care of yourself. You have built walls here. So you have boundaries. You're sitting on your throne. You have your stubbornness. And it's a very peaceful energy with this card. Is a person able to take care of themselves? You will survive without them. So there's another song, Without You. It's AVICII. So this is some advice for you that you might need to go on without them, and because they need to learn to love without you, is what I'm feeling. So continue with your life, build on your own success, on your own foundation, self-love for yourself. Be out in nature. It's a lot of nature in this card. And connect with your body, connect also with other people. There's other people living here. Create new things for yourself. This is you winning yourself. So you don't have to scatter yourself around the globe for other people. You can withdraw your energy and keep it for yourself, and just give it to friendly neighbors, lovers that actually give a damn or fulfill your needs, and friends and family. Okay, so this is a very familiar card. It's about having like the 10 of Pentacles and the Hierophant in one, that you create your own dynasty here. Okay, your own family, your own stuff. So this is their behaviors and attitudes. And this is good news, of course. This is the Three of Swords. So since you are not going back and trying to fulfill their needs now as they are used to, like girls fall like dominoes and all that, it's going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for this person, because they are used to treating people like they don't matter. But I think with this connection between you two, they have as hard time letting go of you as you have a hard time letting go of them. And so this is going to be painful for this person. And this is a good thing, because they need to heal their inner traumatized inner child. And this is how you help them, by ignoring them basically, or not falling for their tricks. And you can see this is rather amazing. This is 4-4 sitting on a throne, you becoming the emperor. 3-3, so it has still been your responsibility to be the one that provides and fix the relationship. But here the 3 slips in to this corner. Okay, so the ball is in their corner now. So they need to go through this, maybe depression, mental breakdown, the heart opening. It will be painful, but coming through on the other side, it will not be that bad. They will see, what was it that I was so darn scared of? I'm better off now. I'm a better person now. I'm more grown up now. I have more of myself now. So they will actually be the winner when it comes to this, even if it will be painful for them. So I'm thinking this person is going through a cycle of pain right now, and they're probably trying to act very cool and keep their old survival skill intact and behave like you don't matter, but life will teach them differently. Okay, it might be that they are going to try to shoot this over to you, but you don't care anyway. You have the throne here towards, if they are trying to send energy towards you, just send it back and put the throne here. You can also have a mirror on the back side of this throne, and maybe have small mirrors in all of your aura. So when this person try to make you attached to them, or remembering them, sending their energy to you and trying to make you call them or whatever's going on, you can just don't care. Okay, it will bounce back on this person. So it's a very good exercise that you can also find more details of in my mediumship school that I'm offering on my website. Okay, so this is the outcome for September, and we have the Five of Swords, so it's still this like I'm getting this hallelujah song again. So the only thing I ever learned of love is how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. Okay, so how you shoot somebody who outdrew you. So it means that I'm thinking this might go for both of you, that all you ever learned from love is how to defend yourself when someone has already shot you, okay, because they outdrew you. So they were quicker than you, so you're probably already shot when you're shooting them back. But that's what's going on here. It's war, okay, but it's a cold war because one is not caring and the other one is hurting, but act like they don't care. Okay, so it's very cold, but it's due to trauma. This is happening due to trauma, and trauma needs to be healed. So it's nobody's fault, really. It's maybe it's someone's fault back then that killed you or outdrew you and shot you in front of your lover or whatever happened. And it might have happened many times as well. Okay, so lifetime after lifetime, separated due to death and big trauma. Okay. And of course, this person doesn't want to do it all over, want to lose you all over. So you need to have some empathy for that. But take care of yourself. It's not your job, okay? This person is not your job. They and the divine is doing this now, okay? So, Leo. Summon. This is the advice for you. And it's 13. So you remember the death card in the beginning, and this 13 is the Christ power. The 13th power is Christ. So it's interesting with this 13, the astrological sign that has been talks about this 13 sign for a couple of years now. So it's this Christ energy. So when you choose this card, it is a symbol to create a ritual and to connect with your spirituality. Get in touch with your own inner magic before you make a move forward. How do you communicate with your powers or with me, your goddess? Now is the time to pray, to meditate, to acknowledge the sacred in every experience. Don't take your next step lightly. You have the power to summon your spirit, summon your courage, and summon even me. You are inquiring about something important. Breathe and wait for a sign before you act. Choose another card if you need more understanding of my wisdom for you. Something it has to do with this. We saw the Strength card and the Death in the beginning, and now we have this, the King of Pentacles here. So I'm thinking, build your own kingdom inside yourself. You remember Jesus, he threw out all the merchandisers from his father's temple. So I'm thinking here, you're sending back this other person's energy, you're putting up roadblocks, and you're focusing on you. And your connection with the divine, and your connection with nature, and your connection with your soul. So just being a lot in mindfulness, stay in boredom, be for yourself, just sit. If there's a lot of thoughts, you can write them down. If there's a lot of feelings, you can focus on them and stay with them and see if there's a message for you, and then let it go. Let everything go and see what's left. Okay, there is your connection to the divine. So I'm going to take another card for you as this card advised, but I will take from another. I will show you these. It's from the first was from Wisdom of the House of Night, and the next one is from Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards. Both are with Colette Baron Reed, among others, has done these cards. So additional card for Leo. So next step here. Oh, 2 cards. Disruption and trust. Okay, so there has been some disruption, but trust that this is still the right way for you. So 39, I'm reading this first. This marker warns of a shaky foundation placed on a fault line. Fault line, it's a line where there's a lot of volcanic eruptions or earthquakes, things like this. At best, this reminds you that shake-ups are necessary when you need a wake-up call. It's a warning for you to be diligent and alert when making decisions. This can also portend the toppling of plans or ideas, or a total destruction of something hard-won, worked for, or desired. Be reminded that the way of the god, goddess is one of mystery and chaos is the ultimate cleanser, and chaos is the neighbor to God, okay? Disruption brings delays and upsets that have a hidden gift of opportunity within them. This is a time of rethink, rebuild, and refortify. You remember the fort you have been building here? That which was previously unstable, or it allows you to begin anew. Without this gift, you wouldn't be adequately supported later on when you need it the most. The greater message reminds you that in life, all people, places, concepts, and things are but fleeting on the path to wholeness. Only spirit is stable and eternal. Such is the wisdom of AVALON. So what I'm seeing here is that you might be tested, okay? People and situations will come in your way, and you need to not do the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Don't do the same stupid shit again. You know now better, so don't fall for your nostalgia, okay? Or your need to be in connection with other people. So just let them go. If it's not worthy of your time, just let it go. Stay in your castle here. Okay, so also trust. 47. So, and it's a path here. This is kind of go with the flow here. So the divine will send a lot of situations in your way, and don't try to change things. Don't try to make the world a better place, okay? Don't try to make the situation a better place or the relationship better. Just go with the flow, okay? Go with what God intended, because it's almost like you're practicing on doing something that you're not used to doing. So just letting things slip through your fingers, maybe like the gold that turned to sand, and just let it happen, okay? So do you have issues with fate? Do you have expectations of betrayal? Do you trust the mystery? Do you insist on mapping each tiny detail of your life, believing yourself to be the center of the universe? This marker reminds you that trust is required to move forward on your path. So don't try to be the fixer or the problem solver. Let someone else solve the problems. If the situation is shitty, it's shitty. Act as if it's shitty and just let it go. So belief and trust is in a higher power is about having faith that the outcome will be what it should be, no matter what it is. It is timely for you to place your trust in the divine, in your angels, and in the knowledge that there is a divine plan for all. This marker also asks you to remember that humankind is imperfect, and even if you place your trust in another, there is potential for this trust to be broken. This means that you need to be discerning and not trust blindly. Be mindful of who and what you place your trust in. Is this person, thing, or situation worthy? That's the key word here, worthy. If it's not worthy of you, just let it go, and something better will be presented along the way. Trust this, because I'm thinking this is what you have hold on so tightly, and you have tried so hard to make the world a better place and your relationships better. Don't try anymore, okay? If it's not worthy of you, it's not yours to have. Just let it go. In a relationship between you and the mystery, you and the god, goddess, and you and the divine living planet, there is a sacred relationship where trust is never broken. Only you can break it by forgetting who you are, a spirit in temporary human form, an animated life. Remember who you are. And that is what I felt with this card. Just be in nature, be in your own nature, in your own temple, throughout all the merchandisers, all the people that don't belong here. Use the power of walking away, and don't give a damn. And don't try to save the world. Don't try to save things. Don't try to fix things. Go with the flow of this eruption here, because it wants to take you to new ground, to this new sunrise that we saw in the death card. So just enjoy the ride, and understand that it's all a trial. So don't become like, why is this happening to me? Just understand, it's another test. So what am I supposed to do here? Oh, I'm supposed to take care of myself. Yeah, I remember. I'm supposed to not let thieves and beggars into my castle. Okay, so I won't do that. Okay, so we'll take a card also for the other party here. So what's going on with them? High Priestess of Water. I also had some other cards. Choice and success. So it seems like they have a choice to make, and you can't rule over this choice. And I'm thinking this is your soul contract. They might choose your soul contract, but I'm not going to read these cards. High Priestess of Water, number 4. Oh, it just came up. It was the first one. So this is the one. Dear one, when my vampire High Priestess of Water visits you, it is to remind you that all things change, like the powerful element she represents. Water is a transforming element that flows in rivers, makes waves in the vast ocean, turns to hard cold ice and disappears as a hot steam. Water can change into snowflakes, white fluffy clouds and rain. When you draw the symbol of water, it signifies a time when things in your life are changing shape right before your very eyes. Go with the flow, as these changes are powerful signs of wondrous experiences, lessons and gifts. And if you don't understand these changes at the moment, you will later. So water is also emotions. You can have memories floating down your cheek as tears. Nostalgia is stored in water. Trauma and feelings are stored in water. So I'm thinking this person is going to start to feel their feelings, and this is going to be transformational for them. And why I'm not reading these cards is because the choice hasn't been made just yet. But their emotion is waking up so that they will be able to choose your soul contract and finish it up. But it's not set in stone, so it's not something I can predict. But I can predict that their heart will be opened, okay? And that this is what's happening now. So, I will take also from Wisdom of Avalon for this person, and it's forgiveness. So they have collected a lot of injustices. A lot of things have been done to them that they have had a hard time to forgive. And they didn't want to even remember this. They have just swept it underneath the carpet and tried to forget about it. But now is the time when they are going to have to deal with things that they didn't even want to see. They might have said, no, I had never problems in my childhood. My family was perfect. I have never experienced a problem in my life. And here the problem is going to come and present themselves. And this person is going to have to deal with what has been. So while you are leaving nostalgia behind, you're helping this person to balance by doing just that, because you're giving the nostalgia to them instead. You can see it like this, like you are 2 cups of water or 2 champagne glasses, okay, 2 cups. And there's a pipeline between those cups. So when you press down your emotions, when you cool yourself down, when you don't care about nostalgia or your emotional responsibility towards this person or your love for them, you just, okay, I love them, that's that. I'm going to focus on me because this person isn't here, or they are not caring for me, they are not giving me what I need, so I need to focus on me now. And that means that you press down the water in your cup and it will spray up in the other person's cup. And that is probably what they have done all along. So you have felt oh so much in love with them, and that they were the center of the universe and all this. And they have been able to take you for granted because they pressed down their emotions and it sprayed up in you. And now it's changing so that they can deal with whatever they have swept underneath the carpet here, because this is their healing journey. And it's going to be wondrous for them, but they will just have to do something that they have refused to do a very long time because of fear. But when they finally go through this, they will win themselves. So it's going to be glorious, okay? Drawing this marker says that you must now search your heart for any unresolved resentment, anger, or disagreements between you and another. If you're still hurt or angry about another's behavior, or if there are circumstances in your life that you resent, this is a time when it's crucial to release the negative energy surrounding those situations. Resisting this will only impede your growth and draw more unwanted experience to you. Resentment and anger are emotions that actually binds you and hook you to the events that cause your suffering, keeping them alive inside you, draining you of your life force and inner light. Nothing good comes from hate, anger, or resentment. Peace can only come through forgiveness when you release all that binds you to negativity. Perhaps you need to forgive yourself for placing unrealistic expectations on your situation and resulting in a self-sabotaging perception tainted by perfectionism. Look at because it seems like this person all couldn't settle, like the grass was greener somewhere else. Look at the world and see how the lack of forgiveness feeds the turmoil and suffering around you. Forgiveness is the key to freedom and peace, and it starts with you. This marker requires you to practice forgiveness so that you can be an active part of spreading peace and beauty throughout this troubled world. So they will be a soldier of love when this is done, okay? So it's not your responsibility. What I'm feeling also, if you feel like you are this person, I'm going to give you an advice, and that is to do a meditation where you go to a playground. Imagine that you are 2 or 3 years old and see one of your parents coming and fetching you at this playground, and you go on a picnic out in nature or to a picnic table, and you just talk with this person and see what they have to say. This can be a very healing experience. Don't overdo it, and if a parent that you won't have the most problem with don't come, it's fine. This will happen in divine timing, so whenever it's ready, it's ready. So it's not a meditation to take lightly. If you take it serious, it can have a really big impact on your life, and it can change your whole outlook on your childhood, on people in general, because you will forgive big chunks of things in just half an hour, and a couple of hours. So it's a very magical exercise. And you can also do this with friends and other family members. Just get back to when you were the youngest together with them, but still had an awareness, because usually the problem is already from the beginning and it needs to be untangled from there. Okay. So my dear Leos, that was an intense reading, and a lot of songs came through for you, and I will put them all in the description box so you can make the playlist and see what other advices comes from the divine towards you, or they might tell you your story and tell you the other person's feelings and your feelings, and what's the maybe also a little bit what's the point with all this. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if you like my content and want to see more videos like this on how to heal yourself and make yourself ready for that true romantic partner of yours, or if you just want to work on your spiritual growth, remember to subscribe and hit that bell notification to get a heads up when a new video is ready and waiting for you. The next round of astrological videos will be my love and spirituality readings that I will do in the middle of September for all the signs. And also keep the lookout for the pick a card readings and the near personal readings that will be spread throughout the month. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me, and I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. And until next time, take really, really good care. Okay, bye-bye.